Greetings, 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 African enthusiasts. Welcome back to Be Wise Africa Movement. I am Loretta Simpson. So, I have a question for you today. Must we survive another Holocaust as African ascendants? Trump is in the office. He's already doing some things that may cause some conflict. You can already see the tension between African ascendants and Europeans. There seems to be an inherent right or a belief that they are superior. And so you're starting to feel the energy from that already. So, greetings, family. Today we're going to be talking about a critical and emotionally charged question. Must we survive another Holocaust as African ascendants? So I invite you to join me as we uncover the historical echoes and ongoing struggles and the steps we need to take to ensure that such a tragedy never happens again. So, first, we need to understand our past. To understand the weight of this question, we must first acknowledge the realities of our past. From the transatlantic slave trade to colonialism, apartheid, and systemic oppression, African ascendants have endured unimaginable suffering. Over 12 million souls were forcibly removed from Africa during the slave trade. While entire civilizations were dismantled during colonial era, these events weren't just physical. They aimed to erase our identity, our culture, and ultimately humanity. But we are not just survivors, we are overcomers. From the maroon communities who rebelled against slavery to leaders like Kwame Nkrumah, Nelson Mandela, and Harriet Tubman, we've shown the resilience in our DNA. So, are we facing another Holocaust? Let's examine the present. While the methods may have changed, the systems of oppression remain alarmingly familiar. Today, we face mass incarcerations, economic disfranchisement, displacement due to gentrification, and systemic racism. Our communities are under siege in ways that echo the past. For example, consider the global wealth gap. African nations and their ascendants continue to bear the brunt of economic exploitation, often under the guise of aid or development. So even our cultural identity is under attack, from Eurocentric beauty standards to suppression of indigenous languages. There's an ongoing attempt to erase who we are. It's not just about survival, it's about preserving our humanity and thriving in our fullness. The power starts with our unity. So, how do we ensure that history doesn't repeat itself? The answer lies in unity, knowledge, and action. First, we must educate ourselves and the next generation about our history and culture. As the saying goes, if you know where you come from, you'll know where you're going. Now, this channel is for Black African Americans who value and appreciate their Afro centeredness and who believe that they are African. Now, if you do not believe that you are African, then this channel is not for you because it is specifically dedicated to the Black African American who is choosing to relocate or to experience or visit Africa. So, this channel is dedicated to the Black African American who claims Africanness. That's a disclaimer. I wanted to get that out the way so that people understand, particularly, what the focus is. So, secondly, we must build economic power. I talked about this in the last video. Whoever holds the purse holds the power. By supporting Black owned businesses, investing in our communities, and creating generational wealth, we can claim our economic sovereignty. Now, there's a McKinley report. Black African Americans contributed $990 uh, billion into this economy in 2024. In 2030, it is projected that our value, our worth, our dollar will be 1.7 billion or trillion dollars. So now we at 990 billion in only 5 years, moving into $1.7 trillion. Now, that's a lot of money. So, if we think about the collective value we hold to this country, if we were to pull the reins back and make sure that during this period of uncertainty that we're holding on to our dollars. Now, I always say, if it's not making money, it's not making sense. So there's an opportunity for us during this era of Trumpism not to pour your hard earned monies in this economy, but to be able to sit on it and think about investments outside of the USA. So it's important to diversify your money and have streams of income. So, the third thing we must consider is that we must foster global alliances. And this is why I started BY's Africa movement, and we're looking forward to starting the Chosan Cultural Heritage Foundation so we can bridge a gap, not just for Gambia, but for Africa. It's important. Not all Black Americans subscribe to the idea that Africa is our home, but for those seeking refuge, solitude, and peace, Africa can be. So, the African diaspora, we're vast in numbers, spanning the Americas, Europe, the Caribbeans, and beyond. So, imagine the power if America Afro ascendants hold $1 trillion in 5 years, or let's keep it current, $990 billion today. Imagine the power we could hold if we unite across borders to advocate for policies, investments, and cultural exchange that benefit us all. So, this is what you can do. Okay, family, let's talk about some action steps. Here are 5 things you can do right today to help prevent another Holocaust of African ascendants. Number one, learn and teach our history. Knowledge is power. Number two, you can support Black owned businesses, both here and abroad, as well as support organizations. Engage in activism. Speak out against injustice. Build or join networks that connect the Africa diasporas. And then you can advocate for policies that uplift marginalized communities. Every small step contributes to a larger movement. Together, we can protect our communities and ensure a brighter future for generations to come. Africa enthusiasts, I want to leave you with this thought. We've survived the worst unimaginable experience in this place called the United States of America. But our survival isn't enough. We are destined to thrive. We are not by any means mediocre or marginalized people. So let's honor our ancestors by building a world they would be proud of. Are you ready to take the required or necessary action? Let's continue this conversation. You can shoot me some questions in the comments. You can share responses and your experiences so that we're learning and growing together. Please don't forget to add some comments because you don't know who's watching this video and you may have the very answer that someone needs. We're in it together and we're in it to win it. There's no losers here. We're all fighting for equity and access. We don't want just inclusion, we want equity and access. Whoever holds the purse holds the power. Dad Nabbit, we hold the purse at $990 billion. Afro ascendants are holding the purse in these here United States of America. And remember, family, we are stronger together. Stay wise, stay united, and stay proud. All right, see you on the next one, Africa enthusiasts. Please don't forget to hit that notification button, like, subscribe, and of course, if you're watching this video, it helps. It helps me out. So thank you so much. Have a good rest of your weekend and take care. See you next time.